And I applied for VAWA January 21st, and they sent me for biometric last month on the 15th. How long does it take me? Is it going to take them to give me a work permit if I file for category CO9?
About 6 to 9 months.
Oh, 6 to 9 months. Thank you.
All right.
I work as a home health aide, and my employer, we have a good relationship. I want to know if she can petition for me. She has a home health aide agency.
Have you overstayed your time here in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had anything filed with immigration before?
No.
When did you come to the U.S.?
In 2016.
How old are you?
35.
Where's your mom and dad?
My dad is in Jamaica. My mom passed.
Did either of them ever try to get a green card?
No.
Did your aunts or uncles ever try to apply for your mother or father back in the day?
No.
Okay. So the answer is no. They can't sponsor you, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're doing a job sponsorship now, you got to work backwards. And in other words, you don't say, can they sponsor me? What you say is, if I get sponsored a job, can I get a green card? And there's only 2 places in the world you can get a green card. Where are you from?
Jamaica.
2 places in the world you can get a green card. You're living in the Bronx now, it would be New York City, or it'd be Kingston, Jamaica, where you originally came from. In order to get your green card through a job sponsorship in New York City, if you overstayed your time, or in any city in the United States, and you overstayed your time by more than 180 days, you need to be 245I eligible, which means that somebody filed for you or your parents before 2001. If that's not the case, you can't adjust your status here through a job sponsorship. And so then that leaves you to go back to Kingston, Jamaica for your green card. Now, the law says if you overstayed your time by more than 1 year and you go back to Kingston, Jamaica to pick up your green card, you can't come back for 10 years. So then you say, okay, you need a provisional waiver. The only way to get a provisional waiver is a spouse or parents. If you had a spouse, you just adjust your status. You wouldn't need to do a job sponsorship. So I know you have no spouse. And then I asked where your parents are. One's in Jamaica and one passed. So you can't get a provisional waiver. So now in my head, even if you were to get sponsored in a job, you can't adjust your status here. And if you go home, you're stuck for 10 years, which leads to my answer, no, you can't get sponsored in a job, unfortunately.
So I have to be married. That's it.
Correct.
Okay, then. Thank you, Brad.
All right.
After getting my work permit through a marriage-based petition, can I work in another state apart from my spouse until the I-130 petition is approved?
Legally, yes. Realistically, not smart idea, because you and your spouse are living apart. You got to prove it's a bona fide marriage. As soon as you get your work permit, you're flat a coop. It's really not the best way to prove a bona fide marriage.
My friend applied for a new work permit under C9 because the one she had expired. It's been almost 7 months since she sent the application in. She only received the 180 days extension notice. However, that 100-day extension will expire soon. Should she refile?
No, what you should do is try to request a humanitarian expedite. That's what you should be doing, either for humanitarian reasons. Perhaps your boss is willing or will provide information that he's going to let you go if you don't get a work permit soon. They can't work legally for the person, so it depends. But you would try to expedite it. That's what you try to do. Don't file a new one.
I have a pending asylum case on, and I only got the biometric, and I'm waiting for the appointment for the interview, but I'm about to file for EAD, so I was wondering how will that affect my case?
You'll get a work permit. How would that affect you? You getting a work permit has nothing to do with whether or not your asylum is approved. One has nothing to do with the other. You get a work permit because your application was filed. Your asylum is approved because you have a claim for asylum.
Okay. And so my asylum was filed, and that was filed after the 1 year bar.
Right.
Is that going to be a problem?
No. You're still entitled to a work permit when you become eligible.
And once I filed for the EAD, is working before it becomes a problem, or do I have to wait until it's there?
You working undocumented does not affect whether or not you're granted asylum.
So pretty much.
So my answer is: are you working legally? No, you're not legally working. Is the fact that you're not legally working going to impact your asylum application? No, it will not, and it would not impact an adjustment based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. It would impact marriage based on a resident, but not marriage on a U.S. citizen.
I had received my work permit and my Social Security card.
Mm-hmm.
One of your lawyers helped me, which is Emily.
Wonderful.
And my question is, can I apply for my state ID using my Social Security card and the work permit?
Si, señorita.
But, Brad, when I called and I asked, the person on the phone, they told me, no, I cannot do it.
Which
because, I think it was a customer service I called at PennDOT, that's in Philadelphia, and she said that how I cannot do it because I'm out of status.
You're not out of status. You have a work permit and a Social Security number. You have a pending adjustment. Go down.
That's what I told her, and she said, no, I'm still not qualified.
Don't listen to her. Go down to motor vehicles and do it.
Go to OK then.
All right.
I was denied a H-2B extension. My agency had us working for 90 days. We didn't know we were denied until we were asked to stop working and our tickets were booked and we went back to our home country. Since then, we haven't traveled for 3 years. Do you think we can apply now for our work visa? Would the unlawfully present block us from going back to the USA to work?
Well, I would say yes, you can apply, but you are totally screwed once you overstay, even if it's not your fault. The employer screwed you over. It's very hard to get that visa back again.
And how long after completing my biometrics should I get my work permit? It's a marriage-based application and it's been more than 114 days since I've done my biometrics. 2 weeks after I did the biometrics, I checked my online account and it said that the case is ready to be scheduled for an interview and that USCIS is actively reviewing the children's application.
You're supposed to be getting a work permit within 90 days of filing your adjustment application. It is not happening for the last 2 years. What I've seen lately is it's about 6 months from the time you file.
I came into the U.S. with my wife and 3 kids on B1, B2 in 2016. So we changed our status to F1. My wife now goes to school. She's on F1. I'm on F2 with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, I want to know, is there a pathway for F2 to get work permits?
No. Maybe ultimately you can get sponsored in a job prospectively to get a green card. Maybe you can change to some other work visa, yes, but no work permit for an F2.
One last question.
Of course.
About my wife. She's on F1 now.
Right.
And she's looking at the possibility of being able to work. So we saw that she could apply for hardship or something. But
she could apply for a work permit based on hardship if she is studying in the United States for more than 1 year and she can show what she was promised in terms of financial support she's not getting anymore. So let's say, for example, Grandma Sadie says to your wife, honey, I love you. I'm going to put you through school. I'm going to pay for everything, and I'll take care of it. And then all of a sudden, Grandma Sadie dies and leaves her money, leaves all of Grandma Sadie's money to Uncle Joe. And Uncle Joe says, I'm not giving you any money to go to school. Well, now you have a hardship. You've been in school for over a year, and now all this promised money from Grandma Sadie, she's not giving to you anymore. And mean old Uncle Joe is not helping you, and he's the one who got all of Grandma Sadie's money. So now you need a hardship waiver to finish. You know, something like that scenario I just made up off the top of my head.
Yeah, but the hardship, if you apply for hardship and you get it, will it affect anything in the future? Maybe you want to apply for a green card or something?
No.
No, okay.
All right. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.